what is the problem with Africa and how are we going to solve this problem we are talking about? The former president of Nigeria, Mr. Olusegun Obasanjo, the other day was talking about his experience. He was one-time military leader of Nigeria and two-time democratic president of Nigeria. He have tested leadership in different levels. And look at this man, 82 years old man, coming to say that African democracy or Western democracy imposed on Africans can never work. People were shocked. How can this man who have tested power in different levels, talking about the military, talking about the democratic, two term, that is 8 years, because in Nigeria, a term is 4 years. And this man is coming out to say that the Western democracy is not working. So everybody were shocked. And here we are with your own idea from your book, Afro-Democracy, the New African Order. I'm beginning to see the reality of what you said in our previous video. Now, before I would allow you to go more on the details on how presidency system of government is against the people, I just want to tell you that there is a political tussle in one of the states in Nigeria, in Rivers State. And this political crisis has been going on for some months now. But yesterday, the president intervened in a manner that is against the people. The people are saying, no, this president's intervention on this crisis won't work because it doesn't favor the people. And I have beginning to see everything you said about the presidency being against the people. Mr. Clavis Johnson is an author of Afro-Democracy, the New African Order. He is from Johannesburg, South Africa. Mr. Clavis, please tell us, why do you say that African democracy or presidency is against the people?
Thanks again, Mr. Coach, having me online today. It's a pleasure. It's a great pleasure, actually, having this conversation with you online. Going straight to the point about the presidency, as we said, as we spoke about last time, I believe that everything that has been created, imagined, conceived by the West without the participation of Africans, it's not for the benefit of Africans. I can go even further to even see the AU, who suggested that to us, ECOWAS, like in the western part of Africa, who suggested that to us, even the United Nations. As long we're not free to conceive all those structures, we will never get any benefit from that. Now, here's the presidency. The presidency was created after they took the decision-making power from our ancestors, from our chiefs, from our kings, from our rulers, traditional rulers. By doing that, they stole the land, and by stealing the land, they control the resources. So whenever they feel like the people are rising to get back what they've lost, because they are no longer here physically, like, you know, the settlers, the colonists, whatsoever, but their system is still in place in the country.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
The system means they are there. The system recognizes the person who created it. The system recognizes its master. So the system is the master himself. When the people start rising to get back what they want, they will just manipulate the system they created. That's why I said the last time that the African country, it's not a country as such. It is a system, the African country. When I look at the African country, it is a system. If they want civil war, they know where to press. If they want uprising, they know where to press. If they want dictatorship, they know where to press. We will just wake up one morning and some other day, then there's trouble in the society. What's going on? The African country is a system. The way they created it, the way they drew all those borders, the way they mixed us with different cultures, knowing that we are different people, yet they put us under the same structure of the presidency. What does it mean? It's like players on the field running all after the soccer ball. Just imagine what is that then. There will be clashes, there will be whatsoever. We are all racing for one thing: power at the presidency. But why so? Why? Who are we serving? Whose legacy is that? Who implemented the presidency in our country? Who suggested that to us? The West. The West cannot suggest anything to us and let us expect benefiting from that. That's impossible. So the presidency is against the people, whether we like it or not. We just have to give it time. We'll come to see a reality that it's never been
we are beginning to see the reality that the presidency system of government is against the people. Because in African democracy, the president has a lot of power that even the corrupt legislation cannot check the president, because they are corrupt as well. So the president violates the court order, they do all sorts of things. And that is why so many African countries, including my country, Nigeria, we are looking for good person in the name of good person who can come there and start changing the system. But the person must have the idea that this system I'm going into is not working, and I cannot do well unless I change the system. And that is why I am going to the mountain of politics in Nigeria and Africa. The mountain of politics in Nigeria, in the sense that if you are a citizen, it is very hard for you to rise up to challenge the government. Even when it is in your constitutional power to do. Your fundamental human right could be trapped, and no one will talk about it. They have their agencies. They could use military against you. They could use police against you. So this is what I call the mountain of politics and democracy in Nigeria and Africa. So when I am hearing your eloquent speech and your great idea about this Afro-democracy, the new African order, how Africans can change and go back to the ways we were before the invention of this Western democracy upon us, my fear is this. So many people who rose up to challenge the status quo have been killed. What is the destiny of so many of us who are ready to go in for it?
Well, first of all, why were they killed? That's the question we ask ourselves. We're talking about activists in the country. We're talking about outspoken people. We're talking about revolutionary leaders. Why were they killed? That's where we go back again to the presidency. The presidency is a system itself. The African country is also a system. So the presidency is a system within a system. Now, all they have to do, like as we're saying about the former president of Nigeria, he's calling out for Afro-democracy. Why he didn't say that, if we have to ask that question, so why he didn't say that when he was in power? Because when the man is in power, he's not himself. They take an oath, everyone watching, but within the presidency, behind secret doors, there's another oath there. So